Hey, hockey fans, welcome to Goal Line Hockey as we're going to continue the playoff prediction series heading into the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Today, we're going to take a look at the top seed President's Trophy winning Tampa Bay Lightning as they take on the second wild card Columbus Blue Jackets. Make sure to stay tuned. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and to subscribe. Let's get right into this. All right, so looking at the head-to-head matchup between these two teams in the 2018-2019 season, all started on October 13th. The Tampa Bay Lightning won that one 8-2. In January, early January, these two teams played. Tampa Bay won 4-0. And in February, the Tampa Bay Lightning win 5-1. So there weren't many close games. The closest differential was the last two, which was by 4 goals. And this is going to be interesting because Tampa Bay won the season series 3-0. They swept the Columbus Blue Jackets. This is going to be a tough series for the Columbus Blue Jackets. I'm a little bit concerned for the Blue Jackets. Considering they made the playoffs, there's a lot of worries that I have for this team, and we'll see if they're able to defy some demons here in this series. But let's get right into the positional battle between these two teams. All right, so looking at the forwards, give the edge to the Tampa Bay Lightning. They've got so much depth that they've acquired over the past really 2 or 3 years with their forward group. You've seen the emergence of guys like Braden Point, who have been unbelievable. Some depth guys, Yanni Gourde, Andre Palat, Alex Killorn. There's no denying that this Tampa Bay team up front is absolutely lethal, led by Steven Stamkos, and none other than Nikita Kucherov has been an absolute star for the Tampa Bay Lightning this year, and it's going to be someone that Columbus is going to have to figure out how to deal with Kucherov, and it's going to be a tough matchup for John Tortorella to get his defensemen matched up with the superstars in Tampa Bay. It's going to be a real challenge for him, and we'll see how it goes. Obviously, Columbus has some really good players that they acquired at the deadline. Some of them named Matt Duchene, Ryan Dzingel. They went all in this year, and all they got was a second wild card spot to take on the President's Trophy winning Tampa Bay Lightning. So Columbus, tough situation, but it's the Stanley Cup playoffs. You made it. Who knows how far they'll go, but then looking at the defense, the Tampa Bay Lightning, for obvious reasons, you look at, they basically had a 7 defenseman rotation this season, and one defenseman that could easily be a starter for an entire season had to sit in this Tampa Bay team just because of how deep they are. Victor Hedman, Anton Schulman, Dan Girardi, Mikhail Sergachev. It's unbelievable how good this team is. Ryan McDonough. It's crazy how good this team is. Braden Coburn, great playoff guy. So this is definitely the edge goes to Tampa Bay here. Really, no debate in terms of defense. They have, Columbus has Zach Werenski, Seth Jones, Ryan Murray, and that's about it. I'm not too pleased with their defense. They're good, but it's just next to Tampa Bay. It's hard to compete with that. Probably the best defensive core in the NHL. Actually, the best, because you look at probably the team that's probably behind them, which is Winnipeg or Nashville, and I would definitely give the edge to Tampa Bay even there. So Tampa Bay definitely gets the edge there, absolutely. And then in goal, I give the edge to Tampa Bay. So Tampa Bay wins all 3 categories because of a guy named Andrei Vasilevskiy and whoever backs up. God forbid Andrei Vasilevskiy went down with an injury. Louis Domingue, whoever, they could throw in anybody there. That defense is so good. John Cooper has such a good defensive structure for that team. It doesn't really even matter because, man, Vasilevskiy is such a competitive guy. We saw what he did at the All-Star game, being really, really taking it seriously. He is ready to go. He has had the mindset of playoffs since October. He's ready to go, as well as the rest of the Tampa Bay Lightning. They never really put their foot off the gas pedal. A 52-win season, tied for the most in NHL history with the Detroit Red Wings. Unbelievable season for the Tampa Bay Lightning. This is a real tough matchup for the Blue Jackets. And goaltending, the issue I see, which makes it easier for me, is the fact that we know the success that Vasilevsky can have in the playoffs. Not so much for Bobrovsky. He is known as one of those goaltenders that kind of has issues in the Stanley Cup playoffs. And that could be a real problem for the Columbus Blue Jackets. If they need him to maybe steal them a game or two with this potent offense, it might be the doors might get blown off of this series real early if Bobrovsky can't be ready to go for the playoffs. And considering he's in a contract year, he'll be a free agent over the summer. He wants to get as much money as he can, with every right that he has. But if he wants to make some good money, he's going to have a good playoff run this year. And to beat the Tampa Bay Lightning would definitely be an edge for Bobrovsky to ask for a little bit more cash in July. All right, so my prediction is I have the Tampa Bay Lightning winning this series in 5 games. The quickest series I have in all of my predictions for this first round, for the fact that I think Columbus kind of got backed into the playoffs. It was a good run between them and Montreal at the end, but it was, man, this is tough, especially for Columbus, who really put in all their bargaining chips to make the playoffs and go on a run, and they get the Tampa Bay Lightning. So it's going to be a tough series for the Columbus Blue Jackets, no doubt, but they're a team to watch. They are a good hockey team, and if they get this thing to 7 games, who knows? You get this to 7 games, and they could somehow win this series. And I think really the determining factor for this team in Columbus is, A, can they score enough goals? We've seen Duchesne and Dzingel come into the fold. Dubois was kind of struggling a little bit once they came in. There was a little bit of a chemistry issue. They turned it on a little bit toward the end of the season, but there were definitely some issues with the Columbus Blue Jackets. And B being, can Bobrovsky battle with Vasilevsky, especially in his playoff form? We know how good Vasilevsky can be, bringing this team to conference championships, Stanley Cup Finals. Really good goaltender, and from what he's done throughout all of this season, it's going to be tough to beat him, and he is going to be ready to go, as will the rest of the Tampa Bay Lightning. So this is going to be a tough series for Columbus. Have it in 5, but this could very easily be a series that goes to 7 games. Thank you for watching us here at Goal Line Hockey. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and to subscribe as well. And what do you guys think? Who's going to win this series between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Columbus Blue Jackets? Tell me why I'm wrong. And best of luck to your Stanley Cup playoff brackets in the first round.